Welcome, Sports Evolution Radio. Darwin,
Nick Sundberg.
welcome.
Hey, we're back at my house, by the
Yeah.
way. Welcome back to my house. Just in a little different spot because it's dark outside. But so welcome to the Sundberg residence for the second week in a row. Darwin, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey.
And dude, my wallet almost took me out off this chair. There's a dude to your left too. Who is
There
he?
is. That's Perseus.
Yeah, he looks like the Heisman. That's the closest I would get to a Heisman right there. You know?
Yeah, he's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
I got him when I was in Europe.
Reminds me of myself.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm just saying.
The wings are what they
The
look.
protein is taking into my veins.
Right. No, I believe you for sure.
There's no faith here. But thank you, everyone, for joining us again. SportsEvolutionRadio.com. That's where you can check us out. Follow us on Twitter at SportsEvoRadio. Before we get started, I just want to thank our friends at Tomahawk Shades.
Yes.
So thank you so much. There's new lenses out there. I know that they're on their way to us. By the way, did you know that their new glasses are pink?
No. I
Just for
haven't seen
you.
it.
Pink
exciting.
with like blue lenses.
Even
So
better.
can't wait. Check them out at TomahawkShades.com.
These are them.
These
is
are
one of their
them.
pairs.
All kinds of colors. So we really appreciate their support and check
Great.
them out.
Awesome stability. They got the springs and the thinger here.
It's just that. The springs.
Thinger, right?
The
The springs. Totally. No, they're great shades. Check them out. TomahawkShades.com.
It's TomahawkShades.com. And it's the little things. Because honestly, have you ever put sunglasses on that don't have springs? Like literally, like you'll stab
After
yourself.
5 times of putting them
You'll
on,
stab
they
yourself.
break
I
too.
just go bam, bam. Anyway, so our friends support them. They support us. And we appreciate it. So guys, let's get on with it. Let's start with fantasy football. Fantasy football. I'm 2-0. What are you?
I'm 2-0 in our league. We're both 2-0.
Yes.
Surprisingly enough, the guy who got a D grade in our league,
But
in
don't-
our draft, is 2-0.
Yeah, but keep in mind, I start bragging. I have 2 other leagues that I'm 0-2, and I was just telling Nick that I'm not only just 0-2, but I'm 8 out of 8.
Yeah,
In
good old
8th
8th place. I'm 1-1 in each one of my other leagues. But
Yeah. So, really exciting week for the most part. There was a few guys that broke out, which
Well-
was Matt Forte. Let's start there. I know you own him, right?
yeah,
So he had a phenomenal night. He caught 15 reception yards, and
15 passes.
15 passes, 17 targets, which leads the running backs throughout week 2, which is awesome. In terms of everyone's different in terms of the way that your fantasy points is already obviously set up. But for my league, he got me in the 25 point, which is pretty phenomenal considering the week before he wasn't really much of a factor.
Yeah.
So that's why I pick a Mac Forte to talk about.
But you know what
because
that
he's freaking
says?
out.
Everyone's talking about how awesome Jay Cutler's doing and how great their offense is. That's 17 checkdowns.
So and let's yeah, seriously.
17. That's a lot of checkdowns.
So let me ask you with that, this offensive coordinator that they were talking about that is making the quote-unquote difference in this Chicago Bears offense. What do you think? Not so much?
I mean, I didn't watch
Growing
the game.
pains?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the game, but, you know, kudos to them for being, they're 2-0 right now, right?
They are.
And, hey, you know, this is a tough game. It's hard to win every single week, so anytime you can get them, you take them. However you get them, you take them. So if it's check down passes or whatever, I know Jay took them back. Because Forte fumbled in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
So they needed a late drive with almost no time left to win the game.
There are some questionable 2-0 teams like the Kansas City Chiefs. Did you know that they scored 8 touchdowns all of last season?
What do you mean questionable? What's questionable about them?
2-0? Because I just don't see them as a 2-0 team when you see all these other teams that are 0-2.
Yeah, you're
You
crazy.
They're surprising. What you're saying that a win is a win. That's legit. Is that
No,
what you're trying to get at?
I'm saying I think they're a solid team, and I thought they were a solid team going into the season.
The Chiefs?
Yes,
Really?
100%.
Give it to me. Why? Because
They had like 8 Pro Bowlers last year. They picked up a phenomenal head coach in Andy
Sure.
Reid, and by the way, Alex Smith.
you think you're a Alex Smith believer? There's a lot of people that obviously not so much.
It depends on the system that he's in, and I think he's perfect for Andy Reid's system. They're building that system around him, which is what good coaches do.
They do have individual players. I'll give you that. Jamal Charles. They have Dwayne Bowe. I mean, those are guys that have broken out. They kind of disappeared all of last year, and that's
I wouldn't say
probably
they
why.
disappeared. Those guys
Dwayne
made
Bowe
the
did
Pro Bowl.
absolutely nothing last year.
Really?
fantasy-wise.
Interesting. The only thing we care
This is
about.
what we're talking about here. This is the fantasy world right
It's
now.
true.
It's not the
It's
real
true.
world. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't. Dwayne Bowe, you're no good for me.
But a couple other fantasy stories. You said there were breakout players. Sorry, but Deshaun Jackson's not a breakout player. Neither is Aaron Rodgers. By the way,
What do you mean they're not breakout players? They have phenomenal weeks.
both Cal guys.
Yeah. I did. You know what? I knew that Aaron Rodgers was. I had no idea Deshaun was.
We got there the same year.
Really? So you guys are homies?
Yeah,
Ish.
sure.
Ish.
You could say that.
Kicking on the weekends.
Right.
Okay.
He
No, but
did say hi to me at the game 2 times, in the beginning of the game and after the game.
how did he say hi to you? What's up, dog?
No. I said, hey, 10, and he turned around. He's like, Nick, what's going on? Kind of one of those.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he? Is
super
he?
fast.
Skinny?
Yes.
So I,
He's
leads me
like
to the next question.
165 pounds, maybe.
I can't take him.
I mean, in an arm wrestling match? Is that
Let's
what you're
start
asking?
there.
Maybe.
See, look at that, people. There's hope. From last time, 3 weeks later, we are taking Deshaun Jackson, baby.
You
All
were
the
talking
way.
about Chris Thompson last time.
Yeah.
He's short and super stocky. He's
But
a strong kid.
I was talking about B. Banks, and you gave me none there, too.
I don't remember that.
Dude. All right. But Aaron Rodgers, 56 points in my league. So he's
Yeah,
around the
but
50.
I think your point system is a little skewed.
You think so? You think that? Oh,
When
that's.
you get extra points for 150 passing yards, it's kind of crap.
But I don't think it was in our.
Oh, okay.
League. It was one of my 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying. So if I got 56 points, folks out there got around
Somewhere around.
high 40s.
No, he had a great day.
High 40s at
Great
least.
day. He tied the record for passing yards as a Packer. You know who holds the record?
Favre?
Nope.
Who?
Starts with an M, ends with @Flynn.
Really?
Yes. Remember that game? He had 480 yards and like 3 or 4 touchdowns or whatever.
Wow. Speaking of Matt Flynn, are you bitter if you're Matt Flynn, Nick, because you got paid and you unfortunately can't win a starting job, but you got paid and you're a backup and there's nothing wrong with that. Are you bitter?
No, what's funny is he got beat out by 2 zone. No. Well,
Pryor?
no. Pryor's not a rookie. But 2 zone read running quarterbacks.
Is that what this league is about nowadays?
It's on its way.
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That he can make those plays prior on his with his feet that Flynn couldn't. But he's been beat out.
It's
Flynn-
also Oakland.
Flynn's-
So nothing that happens in Oakland, you can
Makes
say-
sense?
Yeah.
It's
don't
not
forget.
normal.
No, never. It's Oakland.
So in terms of bust, I know Maurice Jones-Drew is MJD is a little hurt right now with the ankle. But do you think that this guy? Are you going to take a risk if you're a fantasy owner next week?
First problem, starting any Jacksonville player ever.
So no Gabbard.
Never.
Okay.
Oh, you're crazy.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say.
Just kidding, people.
He's like the 37th rated quarterback
dude.
behind backup quarterback.
Do you remember if you were a Redskins fan and you were playing for the team when we picked up Ryan Kerrigan? Do you remember? I don't know if you were familiar with the reaction when the Redskins selected Kerrigan.
Everybody wanted us to take him.
Gabbert.
Yeah.
They wanted Gabbert. Everyone was pissed that we got Kerrigan. Look at that.
Now how's everybody feeling?
Son of a gun. Look at
Super
me now.
excited, I guess.
How do you get? Yeah.
One of the best outside linebackers in the league, actually.
Yeah, he's a beast. That kid. I mean, what do you see? I mean, obviously you're with him. You've been with him since he came to this team. I mean, has he stepped his training up? Like he's just
No,
intense.
he's the same guy that he came in as.
Hungry as can be, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the hardest workers on the team, to be honest. He's in the weight room 3-4 times a day. I mean, he's ridiculous. He's, always watching film, always doing something to get better. He's just that guy, I mean, he takes our job super, super serious, as you should, That's why he hasn't missed a snap on defense. At least he didn't the last 2 years combined. He was on the field for every single defensive snap.
Wow.
I don't know if I don't know about the first 2 games this year, but because I know we're running some different packages and stuff, but he's just one of those guys, you know what I mean? Just does everything right.
That's awesome. No, I mean, we're Reds.
Definitely
Redskins country here.
a little different than having Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have this guy. And not only that, you know what he's starting to remind me of? The next J.J. Watt. Like
The next J.J. Watt. He's
Or-
older than J.J.
But
Watt.
you know what I mean? Like, J.J. Watt is just known as, like, just batting those balls down with those big arms. He's just, like, the reaction. This guy's doing the same thing. Like, he's just playing at that level is what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm not trying to diss anyone here. You know what I'm
guess.
trying to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I just love the way he's starting to get his hands up. Starting to. You know what I mean.
Sure.
All right.
Last guy.
All right. So, who was your best performer this past week in fantasy?
Shoot, I don't even know. I gotta look.
Robert Griffin III was not doing that bad in terms of points. He's averaged around 30 last week. Do you start him?
For sure. Why wouldn't you?
There's a lot of folks out there. That,
Calvin Johnson, big day. But he had 30 points at like halftime, though, so it really wasn't that big a day, and they lost.
there are a lot of people out there that want to bench Robert Griffin III. We'll talk about that later. That's crazy.
Yes, crazy tough.
So check it out. SportsEvolutionRadio.com is where you can watch us. And follow us on Twitter again at SportsEvoRadio.
Follow Darwin on Twitter at Darwin Sports. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Sundberg. We'll be right back. Talk to you about a little more NFL news and notes. And we'll get into some other crazy stuff. So see you in a second. Welcome back to Sports Evolution Radio, everybody. My name is Nick Sundberg. This is Darwin Navarrete. We're here in the Sundberg residence, bringing this week's issue of Sports Evolution Radio to you.
Let's start by the Bills and EJ Manuels. My goodness, blah, blah, blah. But Bills, EJ Manuels, this guy. EJ Manuel. Sorry, it's my accent.
You put an S on the end of everything?
Yes. It's like, hey. It's like, hey, I love Selena's. Remember that? You ever watch Selena?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. Selena's with an S. Okay.
All right, I got
Anyways, Spanish.
Real funny guy.
We love what? I'm just saying. I love Selena, man. EJ Manuel. This guy is leading the pack. I mean, the Bills are 2-0. When have the Bills been 2-0? Let's just start there. It's one of those teams that we're talking about 2-0. But nevertheless, I'm sure everyone in Buffalo is really excited.
Super excited.
Especially the fans. I'm sure they're excited to have a guy like EJ Manuel just leading the pack and just being exciting, running with his legs. We just were talking about it. Is this a new thing? Apparently, it's working too.
Well, I think EJ's doing a great job of showing every other team in the league why he deserved to be drafted so high. You know, he's leading late game comebacks against, in the Patriot game, had a drive with 2 minutes left to kick a field goal to go up by 2? To go up by 2 over the Patriots, 1 or 2. Unfortunately, Tom drove him back down and scored and kicked another field goal to win the game. But, you know, week 2 has another late drive, this time to win the game. You know, he's doing everything that you want your rookie quarterback to do. He's having poise, confidence. He's throwing the ball well. He's running. He's leading this team, which is everything a first-round quarterback should be doing. He's doing a great job.
Well, this week they're taking on the New York Jets and another rookie quarterback in Geno Smith, which hasn't been. I mean, all right, right now, fantasy. If you were to pick one, who would you start there? Geno Smith or EJ Manuel?
EJ Manuel.
All right, even stats compared to last week. Manuel went 27 of 39, 296 yards and 1 touchdown. Geno Smith, 15 for 35, 214, 3 interceptions. Jeez Louise.
Don't forget who he plays for.
I know. The Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But still, I mean,
unfortunately,
it's not like
his head coach is Rex Ryan, and that's his first biggest problem.
What do you mean by that? Let's start there.
Not
a good coach?
Crazy. Not a good quarterback coach. He's a defensive-minded coach.
He's a quarterback coach?
No, he's not. But I'm just saying, and you know, your head coach oversees everything.
Of course.
So he oversees every position, quarterback being one of them. How have quarterbacks fared in New York since?
Not very well.
Not very well.
Since Favre.
But since before Brett.
I know.
But they don't handle any quarterback situation well at all.
Chad Pennington? No. I mean,
Kellen Clemens?
Jesus,
remember that?
Yeah. Woo. Wow.
Yeah.
They definitely went through them.
And then the old Mark Sanchez debacle.
Pennington was actually good for them, if anything, for a little while.
Kellen wasn't that bad either. But then again, your head coach is Rex Ryan, and well, there we go.
And what I guess also, speaking of the Jets, they really haven't been that strong at quarterback. You're right, but they've been pretty strong at on the defensive side, and that's not happening right now. And that's obviously, I think that's the collapse of this team.
I think since Rex lost so much weight, he forgot how to coach football.
Dude, what is up with that, dude? What? I mean,
man, he looks so different. It's unreal. I can't look at him the same. See, he lost like 180 pounds or something.
How did he do that?
I'm sure he went on. He got his stomach stapled or something.
Sucked in cheap way. You went the cheap route, man. You don't go the route of protein. Arm wrestling people on their spare time. You know,
Just hit unlock.
that type of thing. Was that me? Maybe. Yep. I
really?
apologize.
No. Darwin's
Um,
car alarm's going off. We're not going to go look at it. We're sure it's fine.
so between these two, and the reason why I'm even talking about,
Oh, it was my car alarm, actually.
oh,
So we're still not going to go look at it.
and between these two teams, I mean, they're playing this coming up Sunday. Who do you think between the two?
Where's
Who's
the
going to
game?
lead the pack? Answer that, and I'll get that answer to you.
Who's going to lead the pack?
I mean, who do
between
you
the
think is
two
going to be better
quarterbacks?
between these two? I think,
EJ for sure.
of course. And who's going to? I mean, without knowing where they're playing,
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm
I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm getting at.
Even if it's in New York, yeah, still Bills all day.
Yeah.
I just don't trust any Rex Ryan offense to do absolutely anything, unfortunately.
What about the other Ryan brother? He's doing a pretty good job in New Orleans, huh?
Yeah, I guess. He's crazy, too.
All right, let's see.
I just wish I could grow my hair out like that.
Yeah, he's got some curly locks, huh?
I'm trying. This is the longest my hair's been in over 10 years.
Yeah, but
man.
you don't have curly hair, do you?
Oh, yeah.
You're curly, dude?
Oh, yeah. Wait for
Really?
it. Give me another couple months.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It's coming. The
Oh.
curly locks are on their way.
That's funny. No, I'm like, dude, I'll poke your eye out. It's so straight. At Jets. They're playing at Jets.
Yeah, still taking the Bills.
Of course. What do you like? Do you like the new MetLife Stadium, by the way? Is it pretty cool?
It's all right. It's just weird that it's like silver until the Giants play there and they put blue lights on everything. And then if the Jets play there, they put green lights on everything. So it's really a strange stadium.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go on to the next game. 49ers and the Seahawks. I had Colin Kaepernick as my quarterback.
Of course you did.
And I had Frank Gore as my running back.
How'd that go?
Not very well. I
No?
think 3 and 5, 6, 7 points.
That's awesome.
They didn't even break 10 between the two of them.
Mm.
But nevertheless, what happened? Did he lay an egg or what? And the week before, everyone was talking about how he was the real deal, how Colin Kaepernick, just how he has an arm and he's a pocket quarterback and he can make these plays with his legs. And, you know, we didn't know what we were expecting of him from last year. And look what he did the first game, second game, and look what he did the second game. I mean, late in the day.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I watched the first half. That was a Sunday night game, right? We got home. I got home pretty late and was really tired, so hit the sack pretty early. But from what I saw, Seattle's defense played well. But I mean, the 49ers offense kind of gave them a few.
They
know
all
what I
laid an
mean?
egg.
It
was
was
no
just kind
running
of one of
game.
those games where it just looked like, well, nothing was going right.
No.
You know, I've been there before, unfortunately. But, you know, things like that happen. You watch film, you move on, you try and get better the next week, try and go fix all the mistakes that you made from the week before, and just hope that everything starts to mesh sooner than later.
And Russell Wilson wasn't that guy that also blew up by any means.
No.
They both struggled. Just one struggled way more than the other.
One-
And then your buddy, Marshawn Lynch, more of a factor this week.
Yeah, a lot more of a factor.
It's
Three
coming,
touchdowns.
it's coming along.
Yeah.
What do you think about that guy on the other side of the Seahawks that talks and runs his mouth as much as he freaking does?
Richard Sherman.
But the dude is good.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's good.
He's good.
Did you watch him lock down Bolden all game?
No.
Man. Just in his face, locking him down in line of scrimmage. He played a
Holden's
great
a
game.
big boy.
Yeah.
It's a big body to lock down.
I mean, it was impressive, but I don't like all the talking. That just bothers me. What can you do?
You're not a talker guy.
Mm-mm.
Just go play.
It's a game. Go have fun. We don't got to talk. You know what I mean?
I got you. Excited again. That was an exciting game for me. The Bears. Let's talk about the Bears and going back to that offense. Pretty nice. I actually had the Bears losing against the Vikings. I don't care for Christian Ponder, but
There's
just
this one guy.
AP,
Yeah,
that
that's
AP
his
guy.
name.
I was going for Vikings
It's tough to
because of
root
AP.
against.
But as we mentioned, this Bears offense is looking different. Matt Forte is looking way different. He's starting to get really involved in this offense. I mean, that's what this is about. So
Let's take a second to talk about the Bears' defense.
Yes.
How different it looks.
very different without a guy of Urlacher.
Yeah, his name's Brian. Yeah, they look terrible. Did they give him 30 points? What was the final? 31-30?
31-30.
Yeah, 30 points to Bears defense. It's pretty bad. Come on, guys.
Vikings,
And that's a Vikings offense.
Christian Ponder.
Enough said.
Jeez Louise. But speaking of struggling, and I didn't think that I would see this day right now, and that is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh,
They are struggling.
struggling hard.
Do you
Ben
talk
can't
to
get it together.
Do you talk to your buddy?
Danny?
Yeah.
I haven't in a week or so, but and we don't talk about that stuff anyways.
Yeah.
But I watched the game last night. It was just kind of one of those things. It's kind of the same thing. They couldn't run the ball, couldn't really throw the ball. When they did throw the ball, guys were fumbling. It's like just nothing was working right. Kind of the same thing we were just talking about, but
Running game.
No running game.
None.
I just saw today they are in 2 games averaged 34.5 rushing yards a game. 34.5 rushing yards a game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's
Right?
That's a stat. I hate to say this. I heard a stat for the Redskins that I want to ignore. 53-7. Been outscored in the first half in 2 games.
53-0, technically.
Really?
But our offense has been outscored.
That hurts my heart. I hate stats like that.
Yeah.
But hey, going back to these guys, Big Ben, I just didn't see it coming in. And it's one of those things that the Pittsburgh Steelers have the Bengals numbers, or did.
Did. Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said about a guy named Mike Wallace, who left and went to Miami. I think they said he had like 14 touchdowns over 40 yards or something like that, or 18 touchdowns over 40 yards in the last 2 years, something crazy like that. When you have a guy that can stretch the field like that completely changes your offense. When teams have to game plan, they have to leave a safety deep. You have to bracket a guy, things like that. That completely changes everything. When you can take that safety and put him in the box and can't run the ball anymore, your entire offense has changed drastically. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about the departure of Mike Wallace and how much he hurt that team. A lot of people didn't think he was gonna, but he did. And look how Miami's playing now. Another 2-0 team.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Whew.
My amigos over there. Jared Green.
I don't know.
Daryl Green's son.
Really?
Yeah. He was on the Cowboys squad, and he got let go, and he got picked up by the Dolphins.
Okay. Good for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. My amigo's over there.
Huh?
My amigo's over there, too.
Yeah. He's still there.
Yeah.
That dude's
Wrecking house over there.
Hey, Jared followed yours. He went to the Panthers his first turnaround. That's where he started.
Yeah, then where?
And then Panthers, Cowboys, and now Dolphins. 2 years, second year.
Gotcha.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah, I just didn't. AJ Green, that's the guy that I'm just so impressed with right now. AJ Green, I don't know. He's just such a big body.
Maybe a big.
He's
a big body.
He's such a big body.
He's not even that big, number one. But he makes some crazy catches. But did you watch the game yesterday?
I did not watch more.
Andy Dalton looked terrible in the first half.
What's up with that?
Overthrowing everybody, just missing receivers completely. I mean, bad.
But
game.
that rookie had 2 touchdowns. Bernard?
Yeah. Giovanni?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like him.
He's a nice complimentary back to Ben Jarvis Grinnell.
The law firm. It's good to see that. I love that. The law firm. Whoever came up with, I was thinking that. I heard it today on the radio. Whoever did that, came up with it, was just genius. Did you think that he had that name in college? Must have, right?
I would assume so.
I would have. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Gosh, I would love to be a guy that comes up with the law firm. The Berg firm.
You can patent it.
The Sunberg firm.
Nah, it's
all
not
right. I got it. Sorry.
That was terrible. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. I apologize. Remember, I get my jokes from popsicle sticks, so
yeah, they're terrible.
that was pretty good. The Giants. Let's talk about the Giants, and then we're gonna get to the Redskins, folks. And I know you want to talk about Washington Redskins. I do. Well, sort of. But the New York Giants, 0-2. It's one of those other teams that.
One of those other
0-2. But the last time that these guys went 0-2, they went to the Super Bowl and won it. The Giants are one of those teams that always start off pretty slow, in my opinion, and they always pick it up and they go strong.
Well, they're that team that's every other year. They're strong. You know, every other year they're terrible, or we'll just call them weak. But I mean, Eli's 7 picks to start the season in 2 games, just not good football. Not taking care of the ball, not doing, just kind of some of those basic things. Can't run the ball. They went and re-signed Brandon Jacobs, who was sitting on the couch at home.
What do you think about
touchdown.
That? I like that.
Well, in the week 1, they had first and goal on the 3. I think it got stuffed.
Jacobson?
No. Week 1 before he was on the team. That's why they went and signed him.
Yeah, no, I love Jacobs. I don't think they should have ever gotten, the Giants should have ever gotten rid of Jacobs. He was a very good complimentary back.
I mean, he's a giant. An absolute giant.
It takes 2-3 average to get that dude down. I like that guy. I like him coming back. But, I mean, what do you think?
They're one of those teams that, in a half a quarter they can figure it out, and all of a sudden they're, scoring 40 points again. They're that team where Eli, something happens and something clicks with him, and all of a sudden he's got 5 touchdown passes in the second half. So they're one of those teams that you just can't ever count out. No matter what they start the season at. Just like you said, they started the season 2-0 and won the Super Bowl that year. So, or the last time they started 2-0, they won the Super Bowl. So they're just, unfortunately, they're one of those teams, and they're in our division. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm not counting on them to go 0-16.
No, not by any means. But this, I guess, going back, and when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk Redskins. And but before we do
that guy looks at me. He's
It's good that all the teams in the NFC East went 0-2, huh? Or went.
They lost this week.
Not 0-2.
They lost in week 2.
Yes.
Be right back.
Does it matter to you guys? Of course it does.
Yeah, it does. We're only a game back from first.
That's right, baby. First place.
Follow us on Twitter at Sports Eagle Radio, at Nick Sundberg, at Power and Sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. SportsEvolutionRadio.com. I'm wearing a skirt. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a shirt, people. And a lot of you already are very familiar with this. This is our Sundberg It shirts. Sundberg It. So, folks, there's 3 different shirts. And first of all, before I even talk about the shirts, I want to thank everyone for buying these shirts. We've had tons of supporters over the past year. We really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and you guys are sending us these pictures, so continue to send these pictures of yourself in these awesome shirts. But you can get one at sundbergit.com.
Easy as that.
3 shirts?
3 different options.
3 different options. I like them. They're soft.
They are really soft.
Yes.
Great
and
t-shirts.
they're wonderful. So thank you guys for supporting us. Continue to do so. We really appreciate it. Let's talk about the Washington Redskins and the Green Bay Packers just a little bit. How was it, by the way? The weather was crappy, huh?
It started out a little crappy, but honestly, right when we came out of the tunnel, it had stopped raining, and so it was just cloudy and wonderful. I mean, the ground wasn't really that wet, so it was actually as good as we could have hoped for, because the sun only came out for about 2 minutes the entire game, which was awesome because it got hot. But no, it was honestly, it was excellent. I grew up watching Brett and the Packers, so it was actually really cool just because that was my first time in Lambeau, so it was really interesting jogging out onto the field, I guess. Just kind of looking around and thinking about how many crazy old games have been played there, the Ice Bowl and stuff like that. So it was an awesome experience to play there. Unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what we'd hoped, but it was a really cool experience. Yeah,
and that's exactly where I was going to take you to. Is that I remember you saying that you were a fan, and I'm a fan of it for history. I love it. I remember, what was it, like a little over a year ago when the Packers announced that they were going to do the whole stock.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my gosh, I want a piece of Lambeau Field, and what was it? I did a little research. It ended up being like you own nothing.
Yeah, you own absolutely nothing.
Like nothing.
Oh, okay? It's giving your money away.
Exactly, and that's why I didn't do it. But it's a really cool place. Like, what's a locker room like? Like, what was that?
The away locker room was
nothing special.
No, it wasn't. I mean, the best water pressure we've had at any away stadium, which I was actually really shocked at. Actually, it's better water pressure than at home. Because the stadium is so old, the water pressure is so awesome. It was amazing. I was shocked when I got in the shower after the game how good the water pressure was.
That's pretty good.
But, no, other than that, I mean, everything, all the carpet's green, everything's green and gold. It was I fell down the stairs walking to the walking to the field. Yeah, it was because you got to walk down like 24 stairs to get to the tunnel that leads out to the stadium. Sav and I were walking down for pregame with our special teams coach, and he's like, "Man, they need to put an elevator here." And right as I was about to say, "You mean an escalator?" I slipped and just ate it so hard.
That's what you get.
I know, right? It's because I was talking crap. That's being a smart ass. But no, it was. I made it out unscathed, luckily enough. But no, it was really cool. I mean, the carpet looks like it's been there for 80 years. I mean, it's one of those places. But it was honestly, it was really, really interesting to be there.
So it was a tough game. Obviously, you guys got a W. You're 0-2.
We got an L.
I can't, again, learning the language here. Hang with me, folks. You did get a L in the column, but nevertheless, it was a tough game, and it seemed in many points. But what are you guys taking from this? Let me start off with you and your unit. And that is a special teams unit. What were the challenges that you guys faced not having Kai Forbath there?
That was interesting. I mean, me and John and Sav have worked together in preseason before, so it wasn't, completely,
sure,
unknown territory, but it was definitely different. They're two very different, timing-wise, they're very different, Kai takes about 7 seconds from when he starts taking his steps back, 7-8 seconds, steps back and over to when I need to snap the ball. John's about 14, 15. So it's,
wow.
Yeah, it's a very different process for me. Snapping to Sav when John's kicking as opposed to when Kai is. But
so what do you find yourself doing in that situation when you have a guy
waiting,
double the time?
Standing up and looking at him, waiting for him, when he starts taking his second step over, I get down and I look at Sav and go through my kind of progress before I snap the ball. But thankfully, he doesn't take nearly as long on extra points as he does field goals. But I think what we're trying to grow every game. And we want to see improvement from game to game to game. So, one of the things that we've been very lucky of, at least on the punt unit, is no injuries. We're going week 3 now. We've got the exact same unit, so we're all growing together. Getting better together, getting more cohesive as a unit. So that's definitely what we're looking for moving forward. Other than that, we'd like to make some plays to help win a game, help spark the offense, help do things to, take some pressure off of our defense. But, unfortunately, we really haven't been able to do that yet. But, 14 games left. We're going to keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, special teams is obviously an important part of it, and it's been one of those things that hasn't really been there on the kicking side, a consistent thing for the Redskins for a few seasons now. But with Kai last year, it was awesome. I mean, it really turned things around. That was one of those things that it's a check mark. You don't even think twice now. How is his growing? Has he practiced this week? Have you? Obviously, today you didn't see him. But
I saw him today. I went into work today.
Okay.
But nobody practiced.
You went to work when you had the day off.
Yeah, I always go to work on Tuesday.
Listen, people, that's what it's about.
Tuesday's leg day.
I hate leg days. I'm that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy, but I'm scared. Have you seen the picture?
Terrible. Guy's calves are this big around.
Yeah.
And his other body is all jacked.
Yeah.
No, ridiculous. I think Kyle will be fine. I don't know his timeline. He's working with trainers to do all that stuff. I don't, I try not to get involved.
Sure.
Because really, it doesn't matter who's back there. It's still the same operation for me, pretty much. Snap the ball to Sav and don't screw it up. But hopefully he's feeling. I'm assuming he's feeling better because I know he felt a whole lot better from Friday to Saturday and Saturday to Sunday. So I would assume Sunday to Tuesday he'd be feeling quite a bit better. But we'll see tomorrow, see what happens, and because we have field goal tomorrow, so we'll see how everything plays out. But
yeah, hopefully the team, the unit is back together. With that in mind, there's a guy, Robert Griffin III, that I've heard a lot that people are questioning: should he be the starter of the Skins? Should this guy be benched for for Kirk Cousins,
Don't forget these are all the
that's
same
just
people.
crazy.
Don't forget these are all the same people that were begging that he plays week 1.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Flip floppers, man. Jeez Louise.
I
But
think one thing people need to realize is it's really tough to go from not doing anything for 9 months to playing real life live football. You know, it takes time to get your feet under you. It takes time to get into full game mode, to be in, you know, to be able to do everything that that we want Robert to do. And to be honest, he's really about preseason game 3 form. Well, I'd say he's walking in preseason game 4 right now. But unfortunately, because of his timetable getting back, with when he could run, when he could cut, when he could do those things, this is the earliest we could play him. So, we ride and die with Robert. We're gonna live, and he's our starting quarterback.
So
That's all it is.
for the people that say, what the heck was Coach Shanahan doing in not giving this guy playing time in the preseason? It doesn't seem like it's one of those things that
We didn't have an option.
wasn't a choice.
Say we
what had
wanted
to
to play him game 3, which was a 5-day break from game 2 to 3. Don't forget. So all of our starters only played 12 to 15 plays. So it would have been a waste anyways. We would have had to move up his entire rehab process would have been had to move up 3 weeks. So when he started jogging, 3 weeks earlier. When he started running, 3 weeks earlier. Everything would have had to be moved up so that we could move up his playing date. We planned week 1. We didn't plan preseason game 3, preseason game 2, preseason game 1. We planned week 1. And that's the way we planned everything. If we planned it any other way or had to do it any other way, everything would have had to move forward. Then there would have just been so many more, I guess, risks in doing that. You have so many more risks for setbacks.
Absolutely.
When you start things so much earlier. So, I think we did everything right. We got him healthy. We got the knee healthy is the first thing. Playing football games comes second to that. Getting your body right is first. And he'll be fine. I got no question about that.
So hey, Peter King out there, I got you, buddy. Didn't have a choice. No, honestly, these guys are like, oh, Shanahan, they should have played him and this and that. Nevertheless, man, I'm excited to get this guy back in form. But the cool thing is that you have the team. It's not just one guy. You have the team. Pierre Garçon right now is really excited. He can almost, this third game, it could be his first 3 consecutive 100-yard games, I want to say.
He had 100 in the first one too?
Maybe not.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I don't know. I thought I was under the impression. I could be wrong. I thought that I was under the impression that this game, if he gets 100 yards, it'll be the first time that he'll get it as a Redskin in 3 consecutive games. But I could be wrong.
Well, he only played in like 10 games.
Yeah, but so it's exciting. But but even going back to the whole 100-yard, we haven't had too many receivers that have done that in that consistent time for some time now.
Okay.
It's exciting. I'm positive.
It's exciting.
I'm excited about it
Yeah.
here. I'm not knocking it. What do you think about a guy named Jordan Reed? I know not too much about him. Do you like him?
I think he's young, and he's got a lot of growing to do.
What does that mean?
He's got a lot of growing up to do.
On the football field?
Everywhere.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that come with this job, and, there are things that you learn throughout the process of, becoming an NFL player, and, from year 1 to year 2 and 2 to 4 and 5 and all that stuff. And, he's got a ways to go before he really hits his, true form, I believe.
What do you think about the comparisons of the whole Aaron Hernandez thing?
Well, they're both from Connecticut. They both went to Florida. They,
Ability-wise.
Same size. They both got.
Do you think that he's got that?
No, he's got great hands. We saw that last weekend, the week before. He's making big time catches.
He's getting more plays, more balls thrown at him than Fred Davis. What's up with that? One target.
I'm not an offensive
Put
coordinator.
me on there, man. I'm just saying.
I think they're just trying to take advantage of matchups.
I have Fred on fantasy.
Nah.
This is where my problems begin, and they don't end there, people.
Right?
Of
No, I don't know. I can't speak for any
course.
anything like that. But I think they just like what they see in him. They want to give him more opportunities in the game. And I think it also comes down to matchups and things like that. But what the defense gives us. Of course, teams are covering Fred in the red zone because he's such a threat. But so you never know why Robert throws the ball to who he does. A lot of times it's what the defense gives us. So who knows?
SportsEvolutionRadio.com. Washington Redskins this coming up week. They're playing the Detroit Lions.
Detroit
At FedEx Field.
At FedEx.
3 weapons. Possible 3 weapons if the third one is healthy. And Reggie Bush, Megatron, Calvin Johnson.
The first one is
and
healthy,
not in order.
Reggie first.
You know what I mean? Not in order.
Yeah.
And then
Matt
Stafford. What do you think about that high-powered offense coming here? There was a quote from D'Angelo Hall soon after the game saying that if these guys are probably just excited with a big smile on their face looking at the Skins. What do you think about that?
Have you ever seen Calvin Johnson in person?
No, I'm sure he's a beast, huh?
Yeah, his hips, his legs come up to about here on me. Yeah, he's a giant. Yeah, I mean he's got the longest freaking arms I've ever seen. The longest legs. I mean he's an unreal human being. Just absolutely built to play that position. It's crazy. But no, I mean I think it's a real test for us, and I think that's what's exciting, and I think that's kind of what you look for week to week. We try to get better every week, and we try and move forward. But this will be really interesting to see how this game plays out. We don't want to start 0-3, and we're going to do everything we can to not start 0-3. So if that means we got to go in, we got to beat Detroit at home. We got to beat Detroit at home. We'll see what happens with Reggie. I mean, I'm sure he'll play. That's kind of one of those things where
he'll play. We talked about it last time. The whole, what was it? The percentage that you gave me?
Oh, yeah. The probable and questionable.
Jeez Louise, man. You're killing me at fantasy now. I'm questioning everything.
Right.
My goodness. That's my excuse, people. 8 out of 8. That's why.
Yeah, right. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
So, I mean, and keep in mind, folks, Lions haven't come here that often. FedEx Field, that is. But the few times that they have, the Redskins have gotten their number. I remember one of the last memorable plays that happened was Calvin Johnson got that ball. They needed that first down. One of the last plays in London, Fletcher comes out of nowhere and just throws a bomb on that dude. That dude goes flying. It was beautiful. And the Redskins won the game because of that play.
I don't remember that.
I do. Fanboy.
Gotcha. I wasn't on the team then.
All right.
I'm just saying, I wasn't on the team then.
Really?
Yeah, that was the one. It wasn't me.
Huh. So what do you want to tell these guys for Sunday? Those guys are questioning the team, or our fans.
Have some faith.
What goes on in the locker room? Do you guys even talk about this? You guys are probably focused and trying to get it done. It's time to go to work, right?
Yeah, nobody talks about this stuff.
Listen, people.
Coaches make decisions. We just follow the rules.
No,
we follow the decisions. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever happens. We don't question that stuff. That's kind of outside of our job description.
Well, I heard LeVar say something like they had a really 0-5 start or something one season, and it got to the point where they all gathered around in the locker room and they're like, "Hey, it starts and it ends with us." They went on like a 6-game streak, and that's what I'm getting at. Too early for that? I mean, you guys, it's always obviously in you guys. You guys went on a 7-game streak last year, making it to the playoffs. So it's there.
I think it's too early for that. I think we've got a long way to go.
Sure.
But I think that there have been little situations I've seen where, certain guys talk about things and, position groups talk about things. I know Robert's come out in the media and said, "Hey, put it on me. I got to get better and do things like that." But, we can't just put it all on him. It's, there's 11 guys on the field at all times. So, we all need to step up and play better. It's not just Robert. It's not just the defense. It's not just the offense. It's not just, any one thing, one factor. It's all of us combined losing these 2 games. So, we've got a lot of work to do this week, and we're excited about it. I think, it's interesting, I guess, in this point, because there was so much talk coming into the season, and now there's so much different talk after 2 weeks, So I think that's the fun part is unfortunately, it's not very fun going 0-2, but it is fun when everybody's talking so much crap about you. You go on, you win a few games in a row, and everyone's just loving you again. Who's just flip flopping and things like that. But it'll be interesting to see where we are. Don't forget there's 16 games in the regular season, so we got a long way to go.
Keep the faith, people. Remember last year, it was a beautiful feeling. It's still here. It's just coming back a little slower. Nevertheless, I'm excited. Good luck this Sunday.
I'm excited.
To you and the other guys. SportsEvolutionRadio.com. I want to thank again Tomahawk Shades. Check them out. TomahawkShades.com. And I went out there this past Sunday to the Bullis School out in Maryland, Potomac, Maryland, to support a good cause. There's a young man, 16 years old, that committed suicide because of bullying. Not only just regular bullying from his basketball coach, which is just a shame. And this young man ended up committing suicide. There was an awesome 3-on-3 basketball tournament that Sports Evolution Radio and Nick Support donated. He's going to donate some time, which is really exciting, teaching some kids some long snapping and all that good stuff. Nevertheless, guys, go to that site and support it. You can still make donations. You can still support that. It's umttr.org. Again,
umttr.org.
Donations. There's a video that will be posted later on this week that I will bring to you. I caught up with George Murasan and Murasan. George Murasan, big. Imagine me against a 7'7", next to a 7'7" dude. I got to show you the picture. It's hilarious. My friends, I don't know why I made the mistake of posting it on Facebook. I got like everything in between. So nevertheless, and two other guys, Alpha and Garrison as well. These are guys that play overseas, pro basketball players. So check them out, doing great things. umttr.org for Mr. Rosenstock. So thank you guys for your support, and we'll catch you next week.
Don't forget, follow him on Twitter at Darwin Sports. I'm at Nick Sundberg. At Sports Evolution Radio. Give us a like on Facebook at just search Sports Evolution Radio. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week.
And ladies, and I mean like older ladies, Nick likes breast cancer stuff. He's a big supporter of the breast cancer stuff. So just know that. Know that for next
It's almost
month.
October.
Absolutely. Know that for next month because it's really, really important. And you've got the support right here in SportsEvolutionRadio.com. We'll see you guys soon.